We're going to go over some of the basic functions on this is called the ribbon, all the items up here. If your version of Excel looks a little bit different, that's okay. Uh, some of these items might be in a different spot. It just depends on your version of Excel and if you're using it on a Windows computer. In this case, I'm doing this tutorial on a MacBook Pro. At any rate, just go ahead and enter in some text in the cells. Let's say we want to make the text bold. We can just press this B for bold. If we want to undo that, we can hold down the Control key on a Windows computer and then press Z. Now we'll undo what we just did. If we want to select several items at once, we can just select the outermost cell, click and hold, and drag it over to the items you want to edit. Press this B for bold, makes all of them bold. Want to undo that, again Control and then Z. That would do italic, this would underline. If we want to put these items in a grid, what we can do is go to this button, which is the borders selection tool. If we want to do a bottom border, we would select that one. If we wanted to do a border around all of the cells, we would select all borders. Now you can see that there is a border around all of those. Want to undo that, again Control and then Z. We just want to do a bottom border, just like that. You can see there's a border underneath all of the text. And Control Z to undo that. If we want to put color in the cells, we can select the Fill Color button on the ribbon. Say we want to choose a different color. Say we want to go with a light yellow. You fill it like that. If we want to change the color of the text rather than fill the cell, we can again choose the outermost. So we can do this one this time. Click, hold, and drag, then let off the mouse button. Let's say we want to change the text to a dark red. We can do so like that. Or if we want to then do the same thing, just select all of those, but we want to change it to maybe a blue. Again, Control Z, undo that. As you can see right now, all of the text is aligned to the left of the cells, but let's say we want to center it, center all of the text. Well, we can again just click in one of the outer cells, either this one or this one, and drag one way or the other. So we're again, click, hold, drag, and let off the mouse button. This will align to the left, this will align to the center, this will align to the right. So if we want to align center, now all of the text is centered. If we wanted that aligned to the right, we can just choose that one. But let's say we just want to keep it centered. Now let's say we want to enter a bit more information than one word into a cell. For example, all of the words are actually in cell B6, as you can see here. But it looks like all of the text is spilling over into cells C6, D6, E6, and some of into F6. Well, there's actually not really anything in those cells, because if you click on cell F6, you can see that it is empty because there's nothing here. There's nothing in E6, D6, or C6. There is something in cell B6 because you can see it here, and it's the cell we have selected. If we wanted that to automatically fit, what we could do is just go up here and we can while the cursor has that vertical bar and arrows pointing on either side, we can either click that with our mouse button, hold, and then drag to the distance we want. Or if we wanted to do something different, I'm going to undo that with Control Z. Again, just go up here. Cursor has that vertical bar with arrows on either side. I'm just going to double click right there, and it will automatically format the cell to accommodate the amount of text that we currently have in there. So we want to do something else. I'm going to go back. Let's say we intended on writing even more information. We can do something called wrap text, and that just keeps all of the text in one cell and automatically just makes the cell larger to accommodate however many characters are in it. Now see, double clicking doesn't really make any difference there because it's wrapping the text. But let's say we don't want it to be so boxed up like that. Just click and drag. Then we can go here, since we don't want it so high. It just accommodates it a little bit better. I'm going to undo that. Again, Control Z. Now let's say we want to merge a couple of cells. Say we want to merge cell B6 with C6, D6, E6, and F6. Right now B6 is the active cell. I'm going to click in cell B6. Going to click and drag over to cell B6, and we're going to merge and center those cells. So now whenever you click on this one, it is cell B6 and it's just one continuous cell. Go to cell C6, still says B6. So essentially kind of got rid of cell C6, D6, E6, and F6 since we merged those cells. It says merge and center, but let's say we did not want that to be centered. We can go over here and align it to the left, or again, align it to the right. Let's say we enter a series of numbers. Right now this cell is unformatted. It's just a general, as you can see right here. What we can do is right click on that cell. We can select format cell. Let's say we want this to be a to designate money. We can choose this. Let's say we don't want to have any decimal place. Let's say we want to have 6 decimal places. Has a bunch of pound symbols. That just means that this cell is not large enough to show all of the information in the cell. So what we can do is just go up here. Here we have the vertical bar, double click, and now it shows all of the information in that cell. Say we change our mind and we don't want to have so many decimal places. We can go to this button to increase the amount of decimal, or we can go to this button to decrease the amount of decimal points. And we can just keep clicking that until we only have 2, or we decide we don't want to have any decimal points at all. Say we want to make our fonts a little bit bigger. This would increase the font size. Keep clicking that until it gets to be the size you want, or if we want to go back down, do that, or we can just choose a font size from here. I'm going to choose a different kind of font. Right now we have this one selected, but let's say we wanted to go with the light version of it, and now change to the light version. Go back. And that is some of the basic functions on the ribbon.